Because I thought someone thought of a funnier name, but I can't remember if someone has or not. Okay, well, on the app for supervillains, whatever, you guys were tasked to cause a ruckus in New York City. You definitely did, but you also had to lay low for a while because toppling the Statue of Liberty is a big deal, and that was like your guys' first big break in the sort of supervillain hierarchy. Again, you're not anywhere near the top of the ladder, but now people are going to be aware of, who you guys are. You guys were definitely caught, like cameras were definitely on you at some point. So, people are starting to recognize you, and other supervillains are definitely starting to recognize your talents. And you defeated the hero from the future, Wukong, by destroying his time displacement anchor device, which was his sunglasses, and sending him back to whatever century he came from. And shortly after, you guys head back to the sort of supervillain black market. You had to get your vehicle fixed, and you decided to visit the bar, the sort of hot spot in the black market where supervillains mingle, and you were trying to network basically, and it worked. You met the bartender who had spider-like features, and he introduced you to a friend of his named Sister Saturn. And Sister Saturn is an interesting one because she's definitely not like all there. You're not sure if it was part of the accident that made her a supervillain or if she's just always been crazy. But definitely she's sort of rambling on about space and gravitanium, stuff that's kind of like above your pay grade at the moment. But you agree to be her muscle, and all of you travel to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology to steal back to steal back all her research that she had before she was fired and kicked out from the institute. And as things were going smoothly, you all had your work ID badges, including Oshira. Um, Things were going fine. But just as you thought you were seeing the finish line, a familiar yet annoying little insect of a man had to interrupt, and Sting is trying to currently the not like crushed Sting. I'm going to note for people in the room because someone's very adamant that he is, but he's not.
He saw it
Uh,
with his own
I
eyes.
mean, he's not right now, but I did crush him.
True. He didn't crush him permanently, so Sting is back. Sister Saturn and the information are like stuck to a wall thanks to his crystalline honey, and that is where we left off. Is you guys were fighting Sting once more, sort of in this sort of in this in the sort of lab sort of research area that's a few floors underneath the surface of the MIT Institute. Oh, hold on. Uh, Playlist.
You end up holding on.
Is this the playlist? Yeah, it is the playlist. Why did it? How do you playlists? Oh, okay. I figured out. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, there's a little yeah.
No, I had to go to the playlist itself and view full playlist. There we go. Sorry. What? I just what?
What?
It's not letting me import the playlist.
Try creating a new playlist.
I just made this playlist like 5 minutes ago.
I
Oh,
only
that's
see
not.
watch together default. I think. Like, man.
Yeah, well, I'm putting
Yeah,
it.
there, I created a battle one.
No, but I made a playlist like on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Wait, does it have to be private or public?
You want it or I think it has to be public.
Oh, how do you make it public? Oh, public here. Anyone can see it. Ah, that makes sense. Why would a third-party website not? No, nothing found. What? Does it not recognize it because I just made it?
I'm not sure.
Come on.
I mean, what do you do normally?
I've taken the playlist and I'm trying to put it in the search bar at the top of the RPG room, but it's saying no items found. Here, let me see if another playlist works. Yeah, see, it works when I put it in another playlist. What? Is it? So you guys are fighting Sting, and we'll just go in uh regular order. Where is it good? There. So Dingle, you are up first. To remind you, Sting is sort of up against the wall, sort of perched against it. He was hiding and waiting because he saw some suspicious people enter the building and was waiting for the right moment.
That's exactly what I was going to ask. Now, remind me, is that big sort of like installation in the middle of the room still there, or was that like...
It was thrown by Sister Saturn. It hit the wall, but then it fell back down to the floor, but it's not where it was initially. And a lot of the other sort of civilian people have the civilian sort of scientists and students and researchers have fled the area at this point.
I think my best bet is trying to hit, even if it's like laying on the floor, I think my best bet is trying to hit that thing at Sting.
Right? Give me a brawn melee. Whoa.
Melee. And I'm healthy. Hammer's just kind of like winding up. He's just going like, bad decision to go on wall, Bugman. That is where I crushed you. That is where I crushed you last time.
Okay. Let me see here. Okay. I will say, he was not expecting you to sort of hit this. It's pretty big. I think it's like about like the size of like the car. Just sort of in a circular round shape, but it's mass wise, it's pretty large. But despite that, without the use of gravity defying telekinesis powers, you do send it going. Did you do like a sort of golf swing or like sort of a baseball swing?
One is gonna whichever kind of swing is gonna send it flying right towards him.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say golf swing because maybe it gets more verticality by hitting it from sort of below.
All right.
Yeah. Sting just sort of says something like, oh, you get crushed, you bounce back from it, nothing new, and then as he sort of turns his head, it barrels towards him, and he does try and jump out of the way in time, but you do sort of like clip his entire foot. It doesn't like break it. You don't hear anything like, well, you would like to hear something break, but he managed to dodge most of it. But as he's flying away, it sort of like hits his foot, and he sort of starts like, sort of like a plane, sort of like a helicopter when you take out its tail fin. He sort of spins a bit in the air, sort of losing balance, and he kind of does a less than graceful landing on the floor, like across the room. He's like, oh, Jesus. Listen, I don't even know how you did that, but like, but hold on, let me recap. No, he gets hit. He does less than graceful lands. He's like, oh god, that's gonna hurt tomorrow. Hey, you guys wouldn't happen to have any like ibuprofen on you, would you?
Yes, Hammer has. Come closer and I give to you.
For some reason, I don't believe that. Alrighty. He sort of stands up, dusts himself off, and he goes, not making the same mistake last time. And he sort of does like a motion with both of his hands, and they start charging with like the sort of yellow sort of like electricity that you're familiar with. And he's now in a more actual prepared fighting stance. As it goes to Zell's turn.
So is he like on the ground?
Yeah, he's back on the ground now.
Okay.
Dingle basically did a bit of damage and got him off the high wall sort of placement.
So I want to run up to him and grow like 4 arms to restrain, to try and like restrain his arms and legs while I give him a solid gut punch as I grow an arm out of my gut.
The gut punch.
Give me a brawn biology for that.
Alright. But I want to leave him like grappled by the end is the goal.
Depending on how successful
so
you
the damage.
We'll see how successful you are.
So brawn, healthy, biology, +1 goon, and drive.
What the hell?
5 drive. Okay.
So I'm gonna say.
What the hell?
Tough.
Let me see. Oh. Let me see. Okay. I will say, you do restrain him for a moment, and you do get a bit of a punch in, but you're sort of like, because you're trying to sort of like do 2 things at once, and your brain is still trying to like.
Yeah.
I will say you do restrain him enough. You get a bit of a solid punch in. But as soon as you punch him, that sort of gives him enough momentum to break free out of the arms. So,
okay.
Just because I had to split the successes between doing actual damage and doing restraining.
Dude, Sid's so right. You have to grow yourself a second brain so you can think twice as fast.
That's true.
It's really that simple.
But yeah. So you did some damage, but your restraining thing didn't fully pan out the way you wanted. You got him restrained for the attack, but that was about it.
Yeah.
It's just your Saturn stuck against the wall. And now it is. If there's any, are you doing anything for your non-combat action?
I was thinking about it, but I don't think I've got anything set in stone.
Okay. Then Gucky, it is your turn.
I forgot if you mentioned last session, but is this like a chemistry lab with like test tubes all around and shit?
Yes, I will say this is
Oh.
sort of a general science lab. I don't know.
Oh
Gucky's
shit!
chugging.
I'm not a
Gucky's
science
grabbing the
person,
nearest
but-
test tubes with like brightly coloured substances and chugging them, and seeing that how will
Okay.
affect his biology.
That's a good question of how that's gonna
so
work.
Sick.
Give me an intelligence biology for that.
Healthy. Yeah. I'm gooning. I'm driving. I'm putting a little more on that.
What's the
3,
Oh, I'm just gonna be right back.
4.
Feel free to keep playing.
All right, I'll take 3 and a joker.
The rolls I despise because now I have to make something up, and I don't know. Let me see.
I'm making your work.
No, my brain.
See, these
don't
are the
work.
kind of rolls I love because I'm like, shit, this is gonna be funny.
You can do whatever you want.
I know. Let me think. Hold on.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
That's the thing. There's like a part of me that's like, oh, this is like so antiable, but 3 and a
Okay.
joker on transforming yourself.
We're at full
So-
health. We're fine.
Okay, I got it. So Gucky, you drink something. You run to like the nearest thing, and you know, despite your sort of like outwardly like sort of less than intelligent demeanor, you're at least looking for something that looks like it would do damage. And what you end up drinking is sort of a purplish red liquid that has a very like bitter, spicy aftertaste. So basically,
You just found a bottle of hot sauce.
no. I said it was purplish red. Like, what kind of hot sauce is purple?
Chipotle Cholula's kind of purplish.
I've never eaten at Chipotle, so I didn't know.
No, it's just Cholula with like Chipotle peppers in it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not that. What it is I'm not a science person, so I'm not going to bother thinking of a name for it. But basically, you drank sort of a chemical that was made intentionally for like explosive sort of reactions. So, for the next 3 attacks, for the next 3 turns, you're gonna get a +2. You're gonna get a +2 to your cards anytime you attack, because anything you do for this short period of time is going to like result in like your water is basically turned into explosive like boiling water at this point when it reaches
shit.
something. But because it's a part of you, you are going to take 1 damage every time you do an attack that results in an explosion. Don't do it just yet. You haven't done an attack yet. But basically, you've created a double-edged sword where you're going to get +2 to attack, but you're also you're also going to feel the aftershock a bit every time for the next 3 turns before the chemical sort of leaves and dissipates out of your body.
Damn, that was sick. Well, I want to use my combat action to shoot a steaming hot cannon blast of goop at him.
Okay, give me a... What's like a long-ranged? What the hell do we do for like long-range shit? I never remember.
Ranged?
No,
yeah,
but for like the attributes. I'm trying to think.
I feel like I lean agility on those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do agility biology. It's still you, so I'm not counting it as explosives, but... Remember, you get a +2 cards.
Oh yeah, +2. And the healthy. For now, holy worth.
Okay.
That's what I like to see.
I'm turning my arm into a Mega Man cannon. I'm blasting him with it.
Yeah, you sort of drink it, you sort of feel like a bit of a... There's no sugar in it, but Gucky, you feel kind of like a spicy sort of sugar rush from it. And You immediately turn around. Your eyes lock on to Sting, who's kind of still like dusting him, who's still kind of like sort of rebalancing himself after getting hit from Sam. And you basically just send like a sort of live grenade, like water balloon at him. When it does shoot out of your hand, there is a bit of like an aftershock, and your whole body does like sort of reverberate. And I see you've already taken the health off, so good. And you do kind of push yourself back a bit, but yeah, you hit Sting like square in the gut, and he just goes like flying against the wall.
Gucky Blast!
And it was enough where, let me see. Okay. Sting was able to kind of like break a bit of the impact with like his wing, with like his like armored sort of like wings, but it was still like a heavy attack, and he did leave a dent in the friggin' like in the wall, which is like made of like concrete. And he goes, "Oh god." What the? Okay. Note to self, never fight bad guys in a friggin' room full of dangerous, untested chemicals.
And note to you, you should probably stop fighting bad guys altogether.
That's like the worst advice I've ever heard. And as he
Or
says that,
or at very least, leave us alone.
okay, this is good. So he sort of readies himself up. You see him sort of like look on like his wrist, which is armored with gold and has it's actually got like a little screen on it. He does a couple of presses of like buttons for a few seconds, and then suddenly both of his hands start like glowing with like sort of like this sort of electricity that his gauntlets sort of generate. Sting goes, "All right, I've had enough. This ends for you today." And he kind of goes into like a starter's running pose. And with like, after a few seconds, he pushes himself off the ground. And like a friggin' almost like a human missile, he like flies towards like you, Sam, like at blinding speed.
Alright.
And he sort of like grabs you by the shoulder, lands, does a bit of a spin to carry his momentum, and he throws you against like the elevator, like the sort of steel elevator door for 5 damage. Not 5 damage. 5 damage dodgeable. He got like a really good crit. So you're able to sort of brace for most of the impact, but you can't say that you're not at least surprised. Because he has definitely taken this a lot more seriously than he did last time. Like, you were just, like, absolutely, like, you were just, like, fucking, like fastballed into, like, the elevator. Like, sort of the closed elevator door.
Not holding back this time, are ya?
It's not I wasn't.
Shame it's not good enough.
It will be. And for his, that's fine. It will be. And then for his non-combat action, he shoots crystalline honey at you. And you're stuck to the elevator door. You're going to have to use your non-combat action next round to get out of it.
Alright.
And that is Sting's turn. Yeah, it looks like, I would say... Well, none of you are really technologically involved, but for the player's sake, I will say he sort of overcharged his suit for this fight. It's clear that he's made some like actual upgrades since the last encounter. And it is now Hammer's turn. And I will go back to the other playlist. Hammer?
All right.
Okay.
I think for my non-combat action, I'm gonna like run over to that. I'm gonna go over to Sam, and I want to try and like just like with like raw strength like tear that like crystal honey off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to get like a handful of it as it's like hardening, and just like rip it off.
Oh,
All right, give me a brawn athletic for that, because you're not really doing melee with it.
Fine. Oh yeah, that's the healthy flip. Oh. Take 2 successes on that.
Okay. So, Hammer, you sort of haphazardly do it. You're like 100% muscle, but there's a part of you that's just sort of like so focused on wanting to crush Sting that you have your eyes on him even as you're trying to get Sam out of the crystalline honey. So you get most of it off. And Sam, you are now unimpeded, but for your next combat action, you're going to... Let me see. Your next combat action, you're going to roll as if you're not healthy, so you don't get the +1, because there's still a bit of honey, like crystalline honey, weighing you down.
Speaking of crystal and honey,
Yes.
do I still have any of it on my hands?
I mean, it's crystalline, so it's kind of just sort of broken, like, into, like, it's not rock candy, but it has, like, the same... It sort of has the same consistency as rock candy, except it's a lot harder to break.
Okay.
So it's not, like, sticky. When I say crystalline, I mean it's literally like crystal. It crystallizes when it gets exposed to oxygen.
Alright. I'm gonna run up and try and smash Sting with the hammer, then.
Okay. Yeah, it's a brawn melee, of course.
Melee. And I'm healthy.
Ooh.
I'm gonna throw a hero point on that just for fun.
Okay.
Okay, well, at 4 successes, I'm gonna say that I'm like running up to him, and just sort of like, I'm holding the hammer over. I've got the hammer sort of like in my arms, in my hands, like it's like behind my back, so I could like ready to like throw it forward right into him, like just like send the hammer like falling on top of him.
Yeah. So let me see.
Straight up, your life ends 30 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say, you do sort of get a hit in. Sting is able to sort of he doesn't stop the attack from happening, but he's able to brace himself from the attack a little bit. But you do a good amount of damage to him. But you haven't like, as sort of like in the last moment, he sort of like brings like his sort of like armored like sort of arm up, and you still hit him, and it does still knock him to the ground. But he doesn't like hit him straight on the head like maybe you were hoping for, and he sort of recovers about 10 seconds later as he kind of like gets like hit and sort of like a stone against the water. It's like he gets hit to the ground, then kind of like bounces back a few hits. He sort of like picks himself up, and yeah, it's still very clear that you like damaged him, but he's definitely a lot more focused than he was in your first fight against him. And he goes, so, you've been practicing your swinging arm? Not enough to get me, I'm afraid. You're not taking me out of the business just yet.
Hammer still has time. Hammer thinks Bugman takes maybe one more of those.
You have no idea what I've done. I've improved my whole setup. Actually, your fight was helpful. I got a lot of information on how to improve my armor since then. So really, you ended up making me a better hero. So I thank you.
Hammer hopes Bugman did not spend too much money, or cause armor will soon be crushed.
Joke's on you, all of this is recycled parts from the Institute.
So, Hammer is correct? You did not spend too much money?
No, I didn't. And after that awkward silence, we're just gonna go back to Sam's turn.
Hammer's
you
just
weren't
he kind of turns to Oshra and he's just like, I did not think it was real. I did not. Armor looked expensive. Hammer thought it was. Hammer did not know he got it out of trash.
It's your turn, Sam. You're still kind of reeling. Whatever you're gonna roll for your combat is gonna be without.
Yes.
Is gonna be without the healthy, unless you want to spend your non-combat action getting the rest of the honey off you. That's sort of the That's sort of the coin flip I'm giving you. Do you want to have like a full attack with the healthy flip, or do you want to go without it and then use?
I want to go without it. I want to sort of position myself so that he's like between Gucky and I.
That's a bit of a difficult. Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna get him over here.
I figured he was closer to Hammer by now.
Yeah. Well, Hammer ran up to him, and then he
right.
he got hit by Hammer, and then he kind of went flying back a little bit.
Well, okay. Well, I wanted. I guess I'll run over to the other side of him.
True. Sure. I'll just say you can do that.
All right.
Who's the anti-Joker, by the way?
So,
I am.
he didn't use it though, so.
Not yet.
No, but it was at 0.
Oh. So I want to see if I can like. I want to like. I don't have an exact idea of what he would say, but I want to like allude to there being sort of lie about there being another member of the fight that he hasn't caught on to yet.
I mean, you're not wrong. Sister Saturn is still stuck against the wall.
I mean, yeah, but I want to be like,
you haven't even seen the ace up our sleeve yet.
Oh, you
But
got
don't
someone
worry.
else. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, right behind you. And I sort of want to like distract him as I kick him into Gucky.
Okay. Are you doing anything special, or is this just like a kick?
Just a kick.
Okay, give me a brawn.
Maybe I'll like extend another leg to kick him twice.
Okay, give me a brawn melee without your healthy to do that, please.
I am the hazard.
Brawn, melee, and +2 dodge. Yeah. Damn it. I don't know how refresh works with this. I'm fine with however you rule it, but am I able? I'm definitely going to refresh here. Am I able to add more onto it after I refresh?
Does anyone know how that works?
Oh,
No clue.
hold on.
I don't know. That kind of interaction I don't think is listed in the.
Once per combat on your turn, Mir said it says refresh doesn't cost an action, so theoretically you can use it in any order. I'll leave it to what you think seems fair, Sim.
Yeah, however you want to rule it, I'm fine with it.
Oh wait, I don't even know how that works. What's the ability? What is it?
It sets my dodge back to max, but my other ultimate, I can spend dodge as if they were a drive.
What he's asking is he used his dodge to add flips.
Okay.
He's asking if he refreshes on if he refreshes now, can he use the dodge that he recovers to add more flips?
I don't know. Because
However you want to rule it.
Go with what's
that'd be
fair. Go with
two
what seems
ultimates.
fair to
That'd be
you.
basically two ultimates in one go, right? Because he's using one to spend dodge and the other to regain it back.
Well, it is two ultimates.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think how fair that is. Shit, man, I don't know.
Go with your gut. Well, I think it's fine either way. We just need to.
I'll say because you used because you used your ultimate to spend it already, and you're refreshing. Give yourself like half dodge, rounded up. As you
No. What?
What?
Well, don't nerf his refresh.
Okay, then I don't know. Sure. You know what? Sure, you get it back.
Well, no, you get it back. The question is,
I know I get it back.
The
Am
question
I
is
able
if
to
he
spend
gets
it?
back. The question is if he can use it on the same action.
Oh, same action. I'm gonna say no for the moment because I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't fully understand. I've never used either ultimate.
I can't ante this on a 1. I'll stick with it.
So with the ante, you go to kick, but surprise, surprise, Sting actually catches your foot. He goes, "You're gonna have to get a lot up earlier in the morning than that to get me again." And he's going to, for your Joker, he's going to sort of like swing you with your extended legs into Gucky. And Gucky's gonna be fine, but you're gonna take 2 damage. You're gonna take 2 damage dodgeable. Because you impact into Gucky, and now you got a bit of a taste of the explosive the explosive Gucky water. But you were
He's
just completely
sizzling a
caught
little
off
bit.
guard.
Well, that ace up your sleeve is still gonna catch you. I swear.
I'm gonna say you say that while getting off the ground. That doesn't actually impede you. I just thought that'd be funny.
Yeah.
And you're gonna use your non-combat action to take off the rest of the crystalline honey off you, so that you can flip healthy.
I guess I intended that lie to be one, but yeah, sure.
Oh, you don't have to if you don't want to. Oh no.
I got nothing else, I guess.
Alrighty.
What's it? Oh, is it just I do it?
You just take it off. You just take it off. But you don't get your non-combat action. That's all. Gucky, it is your turn. It's been sort of even back and forth so far. Sting's been able to recover, and he's definitely not playing around this time like he was the first time.
Gucky's gonna jump into the air as like a giant ball, and then when I'm like over the top of Sting, I'm gonna like blast down loads of little droplets as like highly acidic rain.
Okay. Give me a agility. I'm gonna say because you're jumping in the air. Give me an agility biology for that.
Healthy +2.
See, this would be sick if you still had the fucking exploding goo.
I still do
He does
though.
still have it. He has it for
Yeah.
3 turns. That's
Oh,
where
he
the
does-
that's
oh,
where
that's
that's where the acidic rain's coming from.
What
Oh,
a
dude.
flip, huh?
I'm gonna goon.
Holy
I'm
shit,
gonna
it's
last
good.
drive.
what the
I'm gonna
what
dramatic
the-
failure. It was in my calling.
I'm just gonna say, because you did use an attack, you're still gonna take 1 damage. So Gucky, you think you've got this all figured out. You're gonna rain terror from above. You very excitedly jump, and then you just completely overshoot it, but you're so excited that you sort of rain down, like over here, completely missing him. But as the acidic rain is like leaving your body, they're like kind of leaving tiny. It's like you're being stung by like 100 bees. You're just like, and then you just sort of look down and there's no one there, and you're just sort of like, oh, and you just sort of fall around. For dramatic failure. I'm gonna say for dramatic failure, you're so deflated that your next turn you're gonna roll. No, hold on. You're so deflated that your next attack, you do get a +2 because they're explosive. Okay, so trying to think of how to make this fair. The next and last time you use the explosive attack, you're gonna take 2 damage instead of just 1.
Alright.
From yourself. I think that's pretty fair.
Cookie just starts glowing.
Yeah.
The chemical, like the explosive chemicals are reaching like critical mass inside him.
And he's moving around, so he's like upset, like, he's like actively like. It's like when you shake. So it's like when you shake a bottle.
He's basically like a Coke can. He's basically like a Coke bottle full of Mentos, but it's like fissile material.
Yeah, basically. But now it's Sting's turn. So, is Sting gonna do? Oh, I got it. So because of sort of that, because Hammer's the one that's been giving Sting the most trouble. Let me see what he does. Okay. Hammer, can you please give me a pure? Can you give me a agility? Can you give me like a pure agility check? And you can flip a healthy card with this, obviously.
I can always give you that. Pure agility?
Yeah, just pure agility.
Okay.
You can, yeah. Okay.
I feel like 2 successes on 3 cards is not something I'm gonna press my luck on.
No, that's good. Sting rolled just slightly better, so, but not by a whole lot.
Now he tells me.
What am I supposed to do? I'm the DM. You're on a need-to-know basis with this. You're on a need-to-know basis with this shit. Let me see. How do I handle this? Okay, yeah. He rushes over towards you, Hammer, sort of flying, and what he does is he sort of like, he's going to like do a thing where like he's going to like fly towards you really quickly, and at the last minute he's going to like switch how he's going, like he's going to switch going like legs. He's, instead of being head first, he's going to quickly like spin and be like heading feet first towards you, and you think he's going to hit you, but he's not. What he actually does is he lands on like the broad side of Oshira, and using his momentum, he pushes off Oshira, and you sort of using sort of like terminal velocity, because you're holding tightly onto her, you sort of go flying about 20 feet. You were not expecting like that sort of like shift in momentum that quickly. And you're going to take 1 damage dodgeable as like he does like a thing where like he lands on the side of Hoshira and then immediately pushes off using the same kind of speed, and that just sends you flying a bit further back. If you had rolled any worse, he was actually planning on grabbing Oshira from you. But because you still rolled pretty good, I'm gonna say that like he sort of switched his plans at the last minute, and he just sent you flying with a sort of like acrobatic like move. There's like a split second where like he was perched against the broadside of Oshira. You two like make eye contact, and then he smirked, and then he like just launched himself off, and you went flying in the opposite direction.
Bugman puts dirty feet on Oshira's head.
Hate to tell you, but
very rude.
I don't know how often you clean that hammer, but there's got to be a lot worse things on it than the bottom ends of my feet, than the bottom ends of my shoes.
Hammer cannot believe what he is hearing. Oshira, cover your ears.
I like to imagine you just put like the hand like on Oshira.
Yeah,
with one hand.
over like both ends of the hammer.
Yeah. And for his non-combat action, he is going to fly over to Sister Saturn and say, "Spoken to you since you last left. Sorry, but I'll be taking this." And he takes the he takes the thumb drive off the wall. And that just like sets Sister Saturn off. She's been kind of yelling this whole time. Like she's been kind of going, "Yeah, get him," every time you guys have been like attacking him. I haven't really voiced that because I kind of forgot for a while. But
Fair.
She's against the wall. You could free her anytime if you want, honestly. But the crystal that's like against her is like you're gonna actually have to put more effort than just getting it out yourself. But he takes the flash drive with information and puts it in his pocket. Goes, "This will go back to the right people at the Institute once I'm finished with you clowns." And Sister Saturn just goes, "You fucking Philistine! You don't know anything about my research. You are nothing compared to me." And Sting is just kind of like, sort of like smugly, kind of like just like not even listening to it. He goes, "Yeah, okay. You're not the only one with a college level education. Seriously, she thought she was smarter than everyone before she became crazy with superpowers."
Hammer knows how it feels to be smartest person in room. Very frustrating.
But yeah, now it is your turn, Hammer.
All right. General Science Lab. I'm trying to think of like.
If you think of something that where like you think of science lab and you want it to be in the room, it might be. Like I'm not gonna be too picky. I'm not a science person. I don't know how this shit works. I assume they just keep a bunch of crazy supervillain type shit everywhere.
Yeah, they got the BFG at one floor down.
Well, you gave me a very funny idea, but I feel like this is dumb. Is there like a big fucking Tesla coil in their room somewhere?
Yes, there is. Every laboratory has to have a big Tesla coil. That I am saying yes.
I'm gonna walk up to it. I'm just gonna be like, Oshira is sure this won't hurt? Okay. Hammer trusts Oshira. And I'm gonna put the head of Oshira up to the Tesla coil to try and get like some electricity to like arc onto it.
Okay. Give me an intelligence engineering for that.
Oh boy. I think that's literally one card.
But you're healthy. You're healthy. And you still have goon points.
Alright.
This is interesting.
Hold on. I'm gonna goon point. I'm gonna put a little drive. I'm gonna see. Okay, that's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted.
Okay.
I can answer that if you want.
It would be funny if you didn't, though.
I feel like you would. I feel like it would be really funny to not anti this.
I already have
I'll
it.
leave it
I
up to
already,
you.
I already have it in mind. What the Joker is. It's not too bad, but it's also kind of funny.
I'm not gonna. I don't think anti this. I like that we're starting a theme of whenever we try and use like the science equipment, it works, but it also fucks us up somehow.
Well, because you guys aren't exactly scientists.
I know, it's perfect.
So,
We're like
yeah.
like me and Gucky are just like fucking with the shit we don't get, and it's like it's kind of working just because of how dangerous it is, but it's
So-
still hurting us.
Hammer, you're a sturdy guy. So the Tesla coil, which is very clearly on because there's arcs of electricity kind of going in between the coils itself. You put Oshira like in between two coils, and she's not complaining about the pain. However, the moment that like it touches either metal coil, I'll say this for comedic effect. There's like a moment where you're gonna take 3 electricity damage. One of them is dodgeable, so use up the rest of your dodge. And like there's gonna be that like cartoon moment where like you see like a burly looking like skeleton inside of like a black sort of silhouette outline.
Oh yeah, I'm like it's total fucking like Home Alone.
Yeah. And Hammer does have hair, right? I know on his icon it says he has hair, but that's a stock photo. Does he have hair, or is he like a bald dude, like the big, tall, bald dude archetype cliche? Does he have any form of hair on his head? Is what I'm asking. Even if it's like really
in my
short.
head, I definitely picture Hammer looking like exactly like the guy I put on my character
Okay.
sheet.
So even with the short hair, it's sticking up on end. And for 3 successes though, you're going to get a lethal 2 damage without having to worry about... You're going to get 2 lethal electricity damage. For your next attack, and only your next attack, because it is now charged electricity, but the moment that Oshira's like head makes contact with something else, the electricity is going to disperse. So you think it was worth it. And she wasn't complaining about the pain. She didn't say anything, but you definitely felt it. But you're gonna put on a brave show for Oshira and pretend that you didn't feel it.
No, I have a way funnier thing than that. Of Hammer just goes like, Oshira said it would not hurt you. Oshira did not say it would hurt Hammer.
In Sting, he's got like a full sort of like head mask on, but he's trying to like rub the sides of his temples of what kind of dumbassery he just had to witness. And I will say that is your non-combat action because you didn't do an attack. So if you want to still do your combat action, go right ahead.
I'm hitting him with the electric hammer, dude.
All right, give me a brawn melee for that.
Brawn melee. I'm really glad we did anti that last flip because it's so likely there's a Joker in here.
That's true. This is the more important.
But what if it's really funny? Would you even anti it then?
I'm gonna use my last goon point.
Goon it up.
Goonin.
Guna.
I'm gonna use the last of my drive as well.
Drive it up.
All right.
Are
We anti this?
Are you antiing that?
I would like to anti this because that's 4 successes.
4 successes.
You said I had
Yeah,
lethal
from your
too.
lethal.
Oh yeah. 2 damage. Yeah, I was sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't equate successes to damage. Sorry. But yeah, you're gonna do you come down. You're like the mighty Thor at this point. And
doing the Thor. I'm hitting with the Thor ult.
basically.
Nah, because this is gonna do damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
Ooh.
yeah, you, jeez, yeah, that's funny. You're gonna hit him straight, like you're gonna hit him like straight in the chest as you come down from the sky, and yeah, you're just gonna send Sting like flying back. He did disperse a little bit of aftershock because he himself also uses electricity for his suit, so there's a bit of like, anti-shock in his suit. But you still did a good. You left like a singe mark on his armor, basically. He's like, oh, Lord! Ugh. I think I felt that run through my heart. Holy crap! Do you have like?
Hammer was wrong. 2 hits. 2 hits.
Ugh. Do you just have like no self-preservation? Who sticks a giant hammer in the center of a Tesla coil?
Oshra said it would be fine.
If Osher told you have to jump a bridge, would you do it?
Yes? Oshra knows these things better than we do. Oshra very smart.
Sting just goes, I can't believe
Even
it.
smarter than Hammer.
Sting just sort of looks, just in disbelief. He's just like, why did you guys have to come, like, here? Why did I have to be the one to deal with you? He just sort of saying to himself. And then Sting just does, like, he sort of flips up the screen on his gauntlet again, and he presses a couple buttons. You're not sure what it does, but Sam, you might be able to guess that maybe he's sort of like maybe there's something in his suit that's like, I don't want to say it's like the Half-Life suit where it fucking injects morphine, but you're maybe thinking there's something in his suit that he's sort of recalibrating to at least, stop the pain from like, because like, yeah, he felt that electricity run through like his heart basically.
Mm.
Okay. And it does also
Definitely, if I got more successes, I definitely would have said I would have pictured a moment where it's like he gets hit in the chest so hard his like heart stops for a second, and then the electricity restarts it like shock paddles.
Yeah. I would say if you had enough successes, this would have been like if you had crit it, you would have just like it would have been like a bug to like a zapper basically.
My crit's only 2 successes.
That's true.
Well, I'm just gonna say if you had gotten like a lot of successes, that would have been the imagery. Was basically a bug just landing on like a bug zapper. Sam, it is your turn now. Yeah, I'm gonna say Sting in general. He's not looking the best. He's not looking like he's out just yet, but he's definitely looking like you guys have been doing some decent damage to him. He's upped his game, but unfortunately for him, so have you guys.
Alright. This is a bit of a two-parter, I guess. I want to, like, non-combat, I want to, like, do another, like, extended kick. So I kick out of the bottom of the foot, I grow a new leg until it's basically long enough to reach him.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to, like, intentionally miss and sort of, like, look distraught about it to let his guard down.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I want to kick him in the nuts as I grow a new leg out of the side of the leg.
Okay. Give me a wit biology for that. Because you're trying to do some, like... You're trying to play mind games with him.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Dingle said he'll be back 1 sec.
Okay.
I mean, you can still go, but I'm just keeping that in mind.
I did wipe that off. I get the healthy flip. And fuck it, I pre-goon.
He's pre-gooning.
I pre-goon.
Oh, you're back.
Huge. Huge
Hold
crit
on,
on the
I'm
nut
alt-tab.
kick.
The pre-goon was worth it.
Yeah. You intentionally miss, and you put on a bit of a show. You're like, oh darn, not again. I just can't seem to aim my legs correctly. And Sting just goes, you know, if it's not growing out straight, you really should see a doctor about that. And then before he can finish off his one-liner, there's just like that like deafening silence as he's just hitting the crotch. He goes,
Ah, nut. You're right.
bitch, it hurt way more than the hammer. And there's just gonna be a moment where like Sting is just like on the ground on his knees, just like. You guys play so dirty. And as Sting is slowly getting himself back up and reeling, Gucky, it is your turn.
On the last turn of my explosive substance,
Oh yeah, this is it. This is a big one. Whatever you do, try and make it cool.
Gucky's looking like more and more purple by the second, and he's feeling increasingly irritated by the feeling of boiling that's welling up within him, and he doesn't really know what to do with himself other than just run over towards Sting and embrace him in a big explosive hug.
Oh lord. Yeah, give me a. You're running over, so I'm gonna say give me an agility biology for this, because you're not really hitting him; you're embracing him.
Oh, I should have 2 drive for my punching bag shit. That's pretty good.
That ain't bad at all.
And that, okay. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say, he's still getting up. Gucky, you take this opportunity. You sort of rush over. And do you want to say something before you go boom?
Sting, let's be friends!
And Sting can just kind of feel like the rising like temperature in the water. He goes, "Oh no!" And it's sort of, and then this works out perfectly because this is the joke I had. This is so reminding me of fucking the way like. This is reminding me of the fucking like super the arc, the first arc of DBZ. So you latch onto his back, and then the explosion happens. Gucky, you go flying backwards. You've taken 2 damage, and you inform yourself. But Sting is on the ground, and he's doing the Yamcha pose when the smoke clears. And
What happened to me?
you went flying backwards. You sort of dissipated into like a bunch of like water, and then
I
you
like
sort
to
of went
imagine
flying.
you're just like splattered against the wall.
Yeah,
before
you're splattered
you-
against the wall, but your face is still there, and you took your 2 damage, I think, right?
Not yet.
I am taking
Yeah.
it. Oh.
But you're able to reform yourself, and you're like, "Wow, that was pretty fun." But the color of your water is back to normal, and you no longer feel the explosive.
Oh, that hug made me feel so much better. Thanks, Sting.
And that is it for combat. Can I get everyone to give me a presence check real quick?
My ass is not present.
My ass is not present. Yo, the
It's the exact
doubles.
same card. Get the 4 of spades. We dare you.
I forgot you have a lot of presents.
I'll give you a 4 of diamonds.
Close enough.
And I actually have one more card because I'm still healthy.
Oh yeah, healthy. That's true.
Dude, 8 plus 8 equals 8. 4 plus 4 equals 8.
Thank you for reminding me about the healthy flip.
So,
So that's one. Don't let the 8 fool you. That's one. I have one success.
yeah, no. You and Sam have one success. I'm just trying to think how to play this out. Hmm. Oh, okay, so uh both of you see Sting reach for something, but you only got one success, so you didn't really see it in time. You see Sting reach for a different sort of uh capsule, like in his utility belt, and he smashes it against the ground next to him. And there's a huge like puff of like flower scented like like uh like yellow like smoke, yellow colored smoke. And when it clears, Sting is gone. It, but also you think is like, oh god, how did he do that? And then you just hear like a door shuts like somewhere like off in the distance in the same room. Like you hear like a metal door creaking shut.
Yeah.
Does he still have the thumb drive?
Uh hmm. Does he still have
Oh
a thumb
yeah.
drive?
Wait a minute. He was carrying that thumb drive when we fucking exploded him too.
I don't know what's funnier, him having it or the thumb drive being on the ground, but it's blown to shit and destroyed because it got hit with not just Gucky's explosive thing, but also it probably felt some of the electricity like coursing through the circuits inside of it
Yeah, that thing is
with
giga
hammers.
fucked.
I think
Yeah.
that thing is done for. we were definitely not thinking that. I
Let's-
definitely forgot that he had it until Fenton said that.
Let's just hope there's a backup.
I was
Well,
thinking about it, but I was like, if we get him down, like, we can take it off him.
I mean, even if you got him, even if he was still down, again, it got fucking blown up and like shocked with like
Yeah.
like huge volts of
I mean,
electricity.
Sam didn't play a part in that, so whatever.
Yeah, the nut kick did not play a part in the thumb drive being protected. I'm gonna say it's just like a. I'm gonna say it's just like.
This is the big reveal that he put the thumb drive down his pants, and Sam's kick was actually the thing that broke it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say because this is way funnier. The thumb drive is on the ground. It's kind of smoking a bit. Which Hammer Gucky, you're probably thinking like, that's fine.
Yeah, the USB sticks do that.
Hammer's just pissed off that another hero disappeared before he could crush him.
But again, I love the visual of like he disappears like a ninja, but then you just hear you hear just like one of those like heavy like metal doors just close somewhere off in the distance. But at least the room smells like flowers. That was a pollen smoke pollen smoke pellet. Another one of Sting's brilliant inventions. Because he has, theming is everything, okay? Theming is everything when you're a superhero. But Sam, I'm gonna say because you're the most perceptive. You walk over and you pick up the thumb drive and you're like, it doesn't look too bad, and then it just like breaks in half as it's like in your hand, and all of you are gonna turn back to Sister Saturn, who has just witnessed that, and now you have to explain your way out of that one.
That bastard Sting broke it.
She is just so beyond. And remember,
Hey,
she saw
we did it! Are you
Little
pleased with
machine.
us?
Little machine too small and weak. You can get a better one.
That was the last copy of my information, of all my research. I deleted it off of the servers after I copied it onto that thumb drive.
Can you just research it again?
That was 5 years of my life. That was going to have me ascend to godhood in space!
Wait, so you aren't gonna become queen anymore?
Oh, and she's gritting her teeth. She goes, "Oh, I'm not giving up here. But just be it known that when I become queen of space and everything in the universe, that you might not have a place in it anymore." And
Hammer not understand. Where would Hammer go if not universe?
enough! And then, with her kind of anger, a bunch of Saturn rings sort of explode out of her body, finally shattering the crystalline honey that she's been stuck to this entire time. Which, not saying you had to, this was your choice, but you could have freed her at any point, and you decided to focus mostly on staying. If you had freed her, she would have been.
She could have freed herself at any point.
Well, no, this is where like she's been struggling the entire time. It had to take like a moment of like pure, like emotional stress to break it. Also, I would say it's been like an hour and a half, and I'm kind of going off of Spider-Man rules, where after about 2 hours, the crystalline honey like kind of weakens a bit. You know what I mean?
Okay, in game, I was like, it's been an hour and a half already?
Yeah. Well, it has also already been. It's already 5:08, so it has at least been. You have been fighting him for a while. But yeah. I'm going off Spider-Man rules. So the crystalline honey finally weakened enough, and between that and her like unbridled fury, she finally broke out of it. The two halves of the USB drive that you're holding, Sam, are like sort of like snatched out of like your grasp as like a very small Saturn rings like circle around them. They fly into her hand, and she's just so pissed off right now. She takes a giant Saturn ring. She's sort of charging it up like a Destructo disc, and you're kind of worried at a minute she's gonna fire it at you. But instead, she turns around and she fires it at the wall, and it just slices like the walls, like the building's wall, just like clean. Like there's just a clean like sort of V cut through it now. And as she sort of like not calmly, but very like, it's very deliberate. Yeah, a bit more collected, but you can tell that she's still probably extremely pissed off. She goes, "And for the record, we will not be working together again." And she leaves.
Goki's gonna become a planet with or without you.
So, I would say that is your first technically failed mission as Goons. You can't win them all, but one of the stipulations was she had to get that thumb drive. She had to get that information.
While she's walking away,
She's floating away
while she's leaving,
Mhm.
in any sort of capacity, is there another like thumb drive I can grab quickly?
Wait. Yes.
What's your plan here?
The
To lie,
bamboozle.
say good thing I had a decoy, or
Just want you to know, if you go through with this, there will be consequences to your actions.
yeah.
That makes him want to
I'm
do it
gonna-
even more.
I'm gonna let you.
A little slight hands.
I am going to let this happen because whether or not you succeed or fail, this is gonna come back and possibly bite you in the ass, and that's really funny to me.
Well, we already fucked up.
Can I
What's
get
the
a
worst that could
charm?
happen?
It's for a penny.
I need a charm lying from you.
Alright.
This is great because no matter if you succeed or fail, this can lead to something extremely funny for me.
We're so bad.
Holy shit.
Temporarily.
Temporary. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna let this happen because this is going to lead up to something hilarious.
We're so insanely back.
Okay, I'm gonna say it succeeds, but I want you to play out the scene. So she's about to leave. She's created the huge V cut in the building. Sam, there is a separate USB drive. Thankfully, it looks like it's from the same brand as the one that she used. You find it like on the table. You find it like on like a counter nearby. And you rip off before you say anything. You see like some kind of like you see like some kind of like tape that you can write on the side of it. It says like family photo album, and you rip it off quickly. And now sell your lie.
Well, not so fast, because Sting's not as bright as he looks. After all, I swapped it out with a decoy.
He stops, turns around. You what?
Yeah. Well, he was distracted from my kick. I managed to swipe it right from him.
And again, I'm stressing that in your other hand it's closed, but again, it's the crumpled up piece of tape that says family photo albums.
Yeah.
I turned to Gucky. I'm like, Armsman, very good. Hammer did not see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say y'all are closer for that conversation to happen. You kind of grouped up at this point. And now, I imagine Gucky just kind of looks and shrugs.
He doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah.
And Sam, you're holding out the USB kind of like as an offering, almost like a sort of a gesture of like, you know, like an olive branch, like a, you know what I mean, like a gesture, like a, you know, like you're holding it out for her to actually pick it up. And you see two like small Saturn rings appear, and it grabs it out of your hand. This time with a lot less force. And she looks at it. She goes, "Huh. You all aren't as stupid as I thought you were." Very well. And and out of like and out of no and then sort of like actually something flies inside the building, and it's a briefcase that's being carried by Saturn rings. It lands at your guys' collective feet. Um she goes, "That's my payment. It is a it is a prototype gravity temporal device. You can make things lighter or heavier for a short amount of time and do as you please. Could make transporting things easier, or if you wanted to make your fist heavier, 1,000 times heavier for just a moment at the point of impact, then you could do some real damage."
Gucky makes himself lighter with the gun.
It's in a briefcase. It's not even open
Oh.
yet.
I'm assuming it doesn't give any stats.
No, it's not a stat. You can use it.
I just
One person shared amongst all of you can use it once per session. It has a bit of a recharge time.
prototype gravity shifting thing.
Gravity displacement
Dis-
device.
Displacer, I'll say for.
There is a yeah. Again, to make it not OP, it can be shared among any of you at any point, but it can only be used once per session. I'm sorry that a lot of these cool items are once per session, but they're so incredibly OP that if they had
with
more
that many cool items, you kind of have to, yeah.
Yeah. But it can come in handy during combat or out of combat, as she said. And making things heavier or lighter lasts for about 10 seconds, which is just enough time to get some kind of like plan rolling depending on what you need it for. She goes,
Sweet.
"I take back what I said earlier. We may work again in the future. Now please, I must be off. I have research to attend to. As she stares at the family photo album's USB drive unknowingly.
Bye, lady.
She doesn't really say anything and just leaves, but, it was cordial until she plugs that thing into a computer.
Yeah.
So just hope that she doesn't have, like, her secret base nearby or something. Hopefully you have some time to get the fuck out of Dodge and head back
I
to New
guess
York.
Sam's gonna play it cool till we can get in the car and
Yeah.
teleport back, essentially.
Yeah. And you guys want to skedaddle fast because you can hear sirens off in the distance.
Absolutely.
Is there, like, when you get in the car and, like, you're pressing, like, the home button, there's, like, a moment where you guys still have, like, a few minutes in the car. Sam, do you, like, take a deep breath and, like, admit your plan? Or,
I will say that when we're back.
yeah, okay. So you head back to the secret base, and, Sam, I'm gonna say you've been kind of looking over your shoulder the entire time. In anticipation that she might return at some point. And as soon as you close the door to the warehouse secret base and you put like both locks up, do you turn to your teammates and explain?
Yeah, I was like, all right, so she's probably gonna kill us once she finds out that's not actually her research. But we got paid.
You say, holding a
Gookie
briefcase.
confused. It looked the same to me.
Are also confused. Armsman said he made a decoy.
Yeah. Turns out you can just say anything you want.
That's what being a villain's like, baby.
Very interesting.
You guys did get paid with the gravitational displacement device.
Yeah, I was hoping for a bit more money, but this works too.
I like to imagine you just kind of throw it on like a nearby couch without like any like. Oh, it's probably not fragile. It's not gonna break from being thrown on a couch. But I wanted to give you guys something different than just money this time because you guys are getting too rich.
No, yeah, it's just like way too smart of a thing for him to like really grasp immediately.
Yeah. I mean, it's got three buttons on it.
Yeah,
make
it's
lighter
way too
button.
many buttons.
It's got the make thing lighter button, make thing heavier button, and then the actual trigger, which like once you press one of the two buttons and then you aim it at something. Then,
Yeah.
Oh, and hold on. Since you've returned home, Butlin is sort of around.
Yes.
He's feeding the dog. Feeding Eobard. And Eobard is just a relatively normal dog when he's not being like sicked on something. He's just cute.
Oh, good boy. Do you want a treat? And
Eobard runs up to you guys. He runs through you playfully. He likes it because it's like playing through a sprinkler.
I hold out the burnt USB drive as a treat.
He freaking eats it. You're not sure about the anatomy of an infernal hell dog, but it's probably fine.
He eats it. He gets +6 damage for the rest of the run as it's a small item.
But now there's literally zero chance of Sister Saturn recovering any of her data at all. That is just totally
That's
gone.
true.
I'm not gonna say there was a chance of her recovering it with the USB drive before, but now there's like less than a zero chance of it being possible.
Not without us like
No, you don't know. You don't know.
Making a new intelligent computers character.
Yeah. And again, he's eating it, and you don't know what happens when an infernal hell dog eats something. It could just be like a portal straight to the underworld for all you know. You're not sure how it works.
True.
But Butlin walks up to you and says, "Oh, masters, you're back so soon. I take it your mission was a success?"
For now.
Butlin raises an eyebrow.
It was great. Gookie's gonna become a planet soon.
How exciting. He sort of turns to Sam, like, really? Like, he does like a thing. I assume
Sam just shrugs. Yeah.
Oh, well, if all of you are Well, if all of you have done, then I have dinner. Sort of sitting in the oven. Should be done quite soon.
What is it?
Oh no, I didn't think this far. It's some kind of like. All right, listen. Because he's a hell demon, it's going to be. It looks like sort of like a regular, like sort of roast, but it's probably made from some kind of demonic animal. But it's gonna taste good.
I like to imagine that for Gucky specifically, there's also the like McCain smiley fries.
Yes, yes. I did not
You
forget the
cooked a
fries this
portray of
time,
evil
Ducky.
dino nuggies for me.
Evil,
The Dino Nuggies and
evil
McCain's
dino
fries.
nuggets and
And
twisted, fucked up
Yeah,
smile.
both of them just have like angry eyes drawn.
yes!
Yeah.
The best thing is those aren't like real, but Butlin has to carve out the angry eyes every time, specifically because Gucky wants it.
Yeah.
I put the
Oh,
entire
and
tray in my mouth.
all that hard work, and he doesn't even savor it. As for the two of you, there's going to be a sort of roast. It is a recipe that my family passed down to me. It's the sort of brimstone a la cour. Trust me, it tastes better than it sounds.
Only one way to find out.
It does taste pretty good. It's got a bit of a kick to it.
Did my dino nuggies heal me?
Everyone's healed. You all had a nice
Let's
hearty
go.
meal.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Played with Eobard a bit.
Yes.
I imagine at one point Gucky used the anti-gravity gun on himself and just floated around, and Eobard chased him in the air.
I turned myself into a bouncy ball.
Can't he already do that?
But it's not very bouncy. He just kind of splats on the ground. But now,
Okay, this one.
now he's bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, there's a million and one uses for this device if you guys are willing to think about it. And I'll just say in general, I know it came in a briefcase. I don't know if you're getting the impression that it's kind of like clunky, but I can say that you guys can keep it like on your persons if you want, like in the trunk of the car, and then when you actually go to do something, one of you can take it out.
It's like generally accessible. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just didn't want you to think like it was like a super clunky, like heavy, like ray gun. I mean, it's a ray gun, but it's not like a two-hander where it's heavy.
It was more for show than for.
Yeah. The briefcase, nice. You can get about $50 for the briefcase at the pawn shop if you want to sell it. There's your payment. There you go.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I don't know. Briefcase could come in handy.
All right, then keep the briefcase. It's up to you guys. Anyways, so for once, our villains actually have like a nice sit down. They're enjoying their time. Sam is still a little worried about the repercussions of what he's done, but you know, that's for future Sam to worry about.
Exactly. For now, he got paid. That's all that matters.
You guys got the satisfaction of you guys sort of railed pretty hard on Sting combat wise. He's still alive. I'm not letting my boy die, but you got the satisfaction of throwing another hero beat down at least. So Hammer and Oshra are hopefully at least partially satisfied. Probably not, because you didn't get to crush him. But, you know, good exercise. And
in due time.
There's a possible supervillain bridge you have burned, but again, you'll worry about that later.
There's a supervillain bridge?
No, I mean like
There.
I mean like the sister Saturn. She's like that's the first supervillain where you've potentially fucked up a future sort of work relationship with. You know, because you did just lie straight to her face and let her scientific designs.
Yeah, and then she burned the bridge.
Yeah, she's gonna burn the bridge and have it topple on the warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the supervillain bridge.
Only supervillains are allowed to use it. Why does it exist? Who knows? No.
I think it's fucked up that our tax dollars pay for the supervillain bridge.
You're supervillains. You don't pay tax.
I'm saying our tax dollars, man.
Oh yeah, that is fucked up, dude. Well, it's in New York. My tax dollars haven't
The
gone to the
government
supervillain
uses the
bridge.
government's using the money I pay every month for the supervillain bridge.
This makes me think there's like some in-universe like Alex Jones talking type about how supervillains are a conspiracy made by the government to make more money on like property shit. I think we're gonna include that in the future. That'd be hilarious.
The final boss is against the real supervillain, the U.S. government.
I can't believe RPG has gone woke. I mean, literally, like the superhero that you guys are like straight up like you guys straight up are like out to get is cop themed. So I mean, this show has always been woke, tbh. It's hashtag dark woke.
So true.
So true, dude. I've been saying that since day one.
But yeah, I didn't really have like a really super proper ending plan, but you guys got the mission done in big quotes. You got the mission completed.
We succeeded in that we got paid.
True.
So true.
And yeah, you'll just have to see how the future awaits. Next issue of RPG.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Everyone's getting 2 goon points.
Oh,
I just default to giving everyone 2 since there's only 3 people here. So, it gives you guys gives some breathing room to work with. And all right. We're just going to go down the names in combat order. Dingle, what were your 2 favorite moments from your 2 favorite supervillain pals this session?
all right. For Zedgend, I liked, even though it didn't really work, I really liked the visual of the acid rain attack. Because with the explosive like serum in him, I definitely pictured that as you trying to hit Sting with like a basil goose carpet bomb.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That looks really
Straight
well.
up fucking November rain disaster, but didn't work out.
Oh yeah.
And then I've got two that I was kicking around for Zell. There was 2
I mean,
moments that really stuck out to me.
I mean, he got the points basically already, but if you wanted to just say it, you can go ahead. I want to say both. I'm not gonna.
No, I'm just
play
gonna
against
say
it.
one. I'm just gonna say one.
Okay. What's
But,
the absolute best one? I don't know if
It's
that's
lying about the flash drive.
that is pretty.
It's
That is
gotta
pretty
be.
great.
I
It's
love
gotta
that.
be.
I love that because
Because it worked.
it also
One thing
worked
is it worked.
it worked out perfectly narratively too, because I think like me and Zedgen's characters like immediately started talking to her about it, but then I don't think Zell like really said anything, but then his character had the lie, so it seemed like he was kind of like, oh shit. He was kind of like sitting back, being like, oh shit, we're not gonna get paid, and he was like looking around for a flash drive to lie about, and like he didn't find it until she was like turned to walk away.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I thought
I
that
really
was a
liked
great.
it.
I thought that was a great scene. I'm very glad it got 5 successes.
And it plants the seeds for future hilarity.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great plot line.
All right. Zell, what were your 2 favorite moments from your 2 favorite people? Not including me. Sorry, I have to emphasize.
Hammer I've also got like 2 big ones for, but I'll start with the one and talk about it after if it doesn't get brought up. But I love just I'll say this one. I love that the offhand comment about him knowing the feeling of being the smartest in the room,
That was really funny.
followed up by saying that OSHA's even smarter than I am. I think that was just like an excellent punchline and setup right there. And I was kind of hoping
Sting would be like, yeah, I believe that one. I don't think it made sense for Sam to be that aggro on him. But and then for Guki, yeah, I love the acid rain. But I think I gotta give you one for the hug, because that
Aw.
just like
The
it's
hug was
perfect. It's
the hug was
exactly what
very
he would do.
sick.
Yeah, and like I kind of had like the defeat pose being the Yamcha pose in my head, but it being like
An
latching onto his
explosion, yeah.
back just worked so perfectly. I got my references mixed up. I was thinking of both the Chiaotzu death and Yamcha being defeated,
Mm.
but it worked out. It was still funny. Imagining staying like just on the floor of the lab and just in the Yamcha pose. Alrighty, and Zedge, what were your two favorite moments?
Uh, I gotta give one to Hammer for shit talking Sting's armor, and Sting just kind of took it because it was true.
Yeah.
He really did
Say my
recycle
honorable man.
I
his suit.
I don't want to. I don't know if I need to keep hammering it home, but can you tell he's very much inspired by Spider-Man with the way I also
Yeah,
made him a dumpster diver?
yeah, with the homemade armor.
I mean, to be fair, his homemade armor does look really cool. To
Yeah,
be
and it
fair,
is like
the
objectively
dumpster
like
that he's
crazy features and stuff, but
diving in is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So
Yeah.
I mean, objectively, it's probably like some really high quality shit.
I did really like the moment of Hammer saying, "I hope you didn't spend too much money on that," and he's like, "I didn't. I recycled it all." To just be me not even in character. I was like, "Shit, I can't even come back to that." He didn't spend too much money on it.
He basically spent no money on it.
I was gonna insert my honorable mention to your charged up hammer attack. It was my other one.
and for Sam, uh, the MVP moment already got shouted out, so I'm gonna raise a little moment that I liked of doing a gut punch with your own gut,
Yeah, that was
spawning a
pretty
limb
good.
from
That
your
was
gut.
very good.
I found that very funny.
I was gonna say my other one was the fucking nut kick.
The
Yeah,
nut kick was
I
good
love
too.
the
Kick
idea of
was
intentionally missing a punch so you can kick someone in the nuts.
that was really good.
yeah. I wasn't sure what I was gonna be doing with the lab setting, so I was just like, I don't know. I'll just do some classic shenanigans.
But yeah, no, it was great. This is a good session to come back to. Oh, that reminds me, I need to export this room setting just in case we do go a while without playing again. But no, y'all did great. I'm sorry if things seemed a bit sorry if things seemed a bit sort of you know, kind of disorganized.
I didn't feel that at all.
I'm upset my fucking that playlist didn't work. I don't know why. I think it might have been because I literally just made it,
Yeah,
like as I
maybe.
was trying to import it. But damn. All right. Oh, and who's the anti-Joker? Did we decide, or did I miss that? I
We
kind of
did
zoned out.
not. I
Uh,
feel like Dingle hasn't had it for a bit,
I'll take it.
if I
Sure,
remember correctly. But
works for me.
none of us were like super bad on flips.
Mm-hmm.
I guess other than Gucky's like 10 card nothing flip, but
Oh yeah.
That is
Oh
really
yeah,
funny
that shit
though.
was fucked.
I again, it's up to you.
All right, Zedge, odd or even?
Odd.
He's an odd Todd.
And he's an
All
even
right.
Steven.
It's me.
Right.
So I wanted to bring this up. The writing for it is probably like several months out, so it's not really like a thing like that's coming at any point. But I've been getting the itch to DM again, and I got sort of like an idea for like it's kind of like it's like a pair. It's like I don't know. It's I'm trying to get like the right way to frame it even in my head. But I sort of had the idea of like a noir mystery thriller, but like the people you're tracking down are monsters.
Ooh,
Okay.
Hold on, I'm
sounds
in.
fun.
It's like mystery detective stuff, but with monsters.
Question.
I'm calling it. It's because I came up with the name Paranoir, and I was like, that's fucking.
Yo!
I need to do something with this.
Hold on, Adingle. I have to ask you this because this is going to be important. Can the characters we play as also be kind of supernatural coded? Or does it have to be like straight laced humans?
In I'm thinking preferably I would want it to be like humans with some connection to the occult. Although I feel
Okay.
like I don't know, I feel like I could extend it to like humanoid monsters as well.
Yeah, no, it would have been like I'm. Can I DM you my? You can just say yes or no, but can I DM you like my two ideas?
Yeah, okay.
He already has two ideas.
Gee, Billy.
Hold on.
But yeah, I don't really have anything written for it proper other than like some scattered ideas. But I came up with the name, which I love, and the setting I feel like has a lot of potential. So
Yeah,
in the
that sounds
Okay.
future,
awesome.
I'd like to DM something like that.
I sent you. Okay, so you can say yes or no to either say first or second one, but those are my two ideas I had.
Yeah, I think both of those would totally work.
Yes, yes. I already got my ideas. I'm sorry. It's exciting. I love DMing, but I also kind of miss playing like as a player and not having to think too much.
I'm in the opposite. I'm in the opposite boat. I love being a player, but I'm starting to miss DMing.
Again, and
It's a cycle for sure.
but here's the thing. For my thing, I don't. Okay, I do have technically a definitive end for. I don't want to spoil it, but I do have an idea for like a definitive end. Quoting, I'm gonna put in big quotes, as in it could technically be the end, but still obviously be open enough if we ever wanted to play. If you guys wanted to be the
Yeah.
goons again, I am sort of building up towards something that is going to be somewhat climactic, but I'm not gonna say like that's the end of their journey. Because in superhero stuff, superheroes and villains they just exist. They just exist perpetually. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Superheroes don't really
The
get a
Goon
definitive end.
climax. I'm ready.
We're gonna be climax.
Also,
We're
I
not
can't. I
close
can't.
to that, but
I can't stress enough. This is not me like putting the current campaign on a timer. I literally have a document like with the title of the
and
campaign and nothing else. So this is very much something that is like pretty far out
Hold
before
on.
I can
Title
I have the
first,
confidently have a
concept
session one.
later.
Hold on. I have to Dingle. This is what I thought of when unless I hope someone else hasn't posted it yet. This is what I thought of. This is basically your document right now.
Yeah, it's pretty
You're
much.
like the name is fire. That's all I got. But no, I already have an idea. Technically, it'd be recycling like OCs that I've already made, but both of them are like ones that I'd actually really love to play as. Um, but no, I'm down. I'm just saying I don't really know. Again, I know it's not on a timer. I'm just saying I don't really know. I don't really have like a set number of sessions in mind of like what's happening. I'm just like, okay, you guys are going here now, you guys are going here now,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
know what the end will be, but I don't know like how long I need to set that up for. I don't know.
That was kind of like my experience too with the JoJo one, and then you're like, oh yeah, let's do a just 50 state campaign, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying you guys have to like.
Sorry.
I'm not saying you guys have to like think of an
No, there's nothing
idea.
wrong with that. I really like how
Yeah.
it turned out, but
No, I was more saying you guys. I'm not saying you guys have to like force me to do something like the 50 state campaign
I'm
thing.
just saying, even if you had a rough idea, you could get
Well,
a wrench thrown in very
I'm
easily
just
and be
gonna
like,
say, if at any point, I know this is like, I don't want to sound too much like a pushover for myself, but if at any point, if people are just thinking this is getting stale, I can just, the way the ending works, I can just like immediately say, okay, next session is like ending because the story is so episodic, because the story is so episodic.
yeah, that's fair.
So
But
if
no,
anyone, I'm not saying that you guys aren't.
For the record, I don't think it's getting stale at all.
no,
I'm
Okay.
having a blast.
No, I'm glad you guys are having a blast. I'm just thinking, I kind of miss being a player, but I also don't want to be selfish and rush the end of the campaign for my sake. I don't
no,
want it
yeah.
to be
I
that.
mean, I was definitely feeling that in the JoJo one, where I was like, oh man, I'm just itching to play again.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
want to
like,
be the stupid. I want to be the stupid one again. It's really fun. I don't want to be the one making all the behind the scenes decisions. Nah, DM's
You know
fine.
what the big thing for me after DMing for so long, I again, this is me like in the opposite boat where like the thing for me is jokers. Every time a joker is flipped, that the fucking like
oh, yeah, yeah.
DM brain like reactivates, and I'm like,
I'm
oh,
always thinking, oh, what would
it would
I
be
do here?
oh, it would be so funny if this happened on this Joker, and I like
Yeah,
have to keep my mouth shut because
yeah.
I would literally be like talking on every Joker.
Well, let me say this: if someone has a hard time coming up with that kind of stuff on the fly, in the future, if you have suggestions on what you want the Joker to be, if it's really funny, I would take it into consideration. So just feel free. I don't
Hey,
want to feel like I'm giving you guys a steering wheel too much, but if like Dingle, if you genuinely have like a really funny idea for like a Joker for like your character, like oh, what if Hammer fucks up and does this and this, I would take that into consideration because for me, making up Jokers is kind of difficult, but that's because I haven't been DM for very
It's way
long.
more
okay,
difficult in the moment, for
okay,
sure.
like for the record, on here's one. On Gucky's dramatic failure on like
Hmm.
the acid rain attack, the
Hmm.
first thing I thought of was, oh, he burns a hole in the ground and falls down to the next floor.
Oh fuck! That's like really funny, and I didn't think of that. I'm sorry. I'm not as
No, it's not
creative.
your
No,
fault.
no, no. Like you, it's there's so many possibilities.
I
Like
mean, there was
it's
like a period where like I DM'd for
You
like
guys have
three
more experience.
campaigns in like a row or something, and
Yeah.
now it like I can't turn it off.
yeah, and like I've got trouble with coming up with them on the spot for sure. Like you've seen me pause for like, all right, I need a minute to think about this.
I mean, you see me do that too. I think I did literally that this session.
Yeah, and I do that all the time
I'm
because it's
also,
like
But I'm
I
a
wish
freak. I think Jokers are literally my favorite part of DMing.
they're so
also
fun. They're so
I wish I was better at like snappy comebacks because especially with a character like Sting, where that's literally part of his personality. I'm
That's
really
me
bad at.
with fucking every JoJo fight. I
That's me with villains. I don't well heroes in this case, but like antagonists. It's so hard to like make them kind of like they're
I like write a couple down, and I'm like,
yeah,
all right, that'll last me the session, and then
and
I
you're like
blow them in like
nah.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I got it.
Snappy NPC dialogue is very hard.
It
Yeah,
is. The worst part is I love Sting so much. I want to keep have him be a recurring character, but he's the hardest character to ad lib because he's like that's part of his personality is he doesn't shut
yeah,
up. It's like how do you role play as a character who doesn't shut up, but I'm not that good at coming with snappy comebacks.
it's
But
so
also
difficult. Yeah,
I have to. I'm juggling like everyone's like attacks and like turns in my head at the same time. It's so
yeah,
much easier to have snappy comebacks when you're a player because that's like you turn your brain off and then you turn
yes.
it on and then you turn it back off. You're like, I'll say something cool here, and then you just go back to not thinking, and you're like, yeah, that was awesome. Point is, I know it's just a name, but I am 100% so down for Para Noir. That's fucking awesome.
Mhm.
We're so bad.
Okay,
Is
wait,
it
I lied.
like is
I
it
have
like that? There's no other monsters and we're like trying to hunt them down because they're like freaks.
I figured
so,
it was kind
so
of like a
no,
Call of Cthulhu thing, where it's like a noir setting, but also supernatural occult stuff.
no, the base idea I had was actually kind of neither of those things. My
Damn.
idea was that it was like it would take place in like a city that was like relatively normal, but like
Okay.
at night there was also kind of like a second sort of like there was sort of like a second city at night of like because like that's like when a bunch
Hmm.
of monsters come out. And so it's
So
not
this,
so much that you'd be like hunting monsters. I mean, sometimes that would be it, but other times you would be like taking jobs for monsters who are like chill.
I like that. So
Okay.
wait, the city transforms at night?
Not transforms, but kind
Shit,
of in
it's
the
Persona 3.
but kind of in the
What?
sense of like in the day it's like a normal city, but at night like you know
It's evil and
the
fucked up.
humans are it's like the humans are asleep but the monsters are awake.
Oh, so it's like a dual society sort of thing.
Kind of. It's like a dual society, but like I think I have the idea that like most humans aren't aware of it.
That makes sense. No, I'm so down for that. You have no idea.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's just it's as you can probably tell by my description, it's an incredibly rough concept right now, but I think it's got legs.
Yeah, I'm still thinking of like stuff to for ending the JoJo campaign, but I don't think we're going back to that for a very long time.
Oh, so that's it for me, fellas. I have to actually work on something, unfortunately. So I'll see you guys later.
Fair.
See
Have a
ya.
good one.